Nothing we say is investment advice. Please pause on all 3 pages of this disclaimer and read it.
Good morning, everybody. Cowboy here. It is Wednesday, the 22nd at 8:30 a.m. EST, and we are taking a look right now at the NASDAQ, right? So remember yesterday being this pretty big day, pretty high-performing day. Now, in the morning time, I did say I expected the NASDAQ to knock its head right here at this level. You go to the show yesterday, I expected it to head down, come up, and head down. Well, it didn't really head down too much. If I zoom in a little bit, you can actually see it did kind of pull back. It wanted to pull back. It was not allowed to pull back, this candle right here, but it certainly came up to this level and could not pass it. Now, that doesn't mean it won't go up any further, right? But it appears that what I thought would happen is just happening sooner than I thought, where it might head back down. And what we were looking at was effectively a bear flag, right? Where price is heading down and tries to, well, let's not use that one here, tries to break back up, but doesn't have the juice and breaks back down. And these are actually measurable if in fact it was a bear flag. We don't know yet. It has not broken down yet. It could continue to go up like this, at least for a time. So we don't know if that's the case, but if it is, we could talk about where that would go, and we will. All right. So remember NASDAQ and also the SP 500 and the Dow, but especially the NASDAQ, I think in the current era with tech boom and all that, I think this is something that if this drops enough, it will pull down the rest of the market, including precious metals, including crypto, including all kinds of different stocks inside and outside of the tech sector. So the NASDAQ is really something that I pay attention to, and it's really great to trade. So we're going to take a deeper look at that. And if we have time, we'll take a look at Bitcoin as well. So before we do that, though, take a look at the description. Okay, there's a free algo in there. It's a very quick video. I show you how to build an algo. I actually build one before your very eyes. I show you the tools that traders use to connect that algo to their broker so it can trade for them when they're not even sitting at the computer. You just have to optimize the algo before you do that, and we teach you how to do that at algofactory.tech, right? So come on, check us out, click on that link, watch the video, and you'll also be getting the free weekly updates. I did not do an update video this week. I'm in the middle of too many things, and I let everybody know ahead of time that I may not do a weekly video, a weekly forecast that I do every Monday, right? I just didn't have the time for it, but I did cover everything yesterday during the show. So, that kind of made up for it. Plus, I did the newsletter talking about whether Iran is the reason for all of the market madness, or if the market madness is the reason for Iran. The answer is probably a little bit of both, right? So let's move back into the charting conversation. I'm just going to take a brief look here at the NASDAQ. I'm going to take a look at some higher time frame data. I can tell you that the NASDAQ's vulnerable. It is, but the NASDAQ is a tricky beast. And we talked about this yesterday. Ultimately, what I think we do see in the next weeks is, and again, I could be really wrong about this, the NASDAQ will just turn around and start going up. That's very possible. But a key time period, right, is between now and the election. And the election in November is really just kind of where everybody's eyes are. Okay, it's roughly right there where that dotted line is. What I'm seeing, unless a lot of money enters the market very quickly, is probably something like this. Okay, now whether it bounces up or whether it goes down are two very distinct possibilities, right? Now, what it could do, of course, is somewhere in between, where it just kind of hangs out here for a while and then makes a decision. But I think that decision will be made by the election, whatever the case may be. So it could be that the NASDAQ, goes lower faster, goes sideways for a while, and then makes a decision. It could be that it makes a decision right at the election or before, but I expect kind of this right here. Now, I could be wrong. Price could simply just pop up well before that. It could be held up by a lot of different means. But we must understand that this move up right here that happened from the end of March all the way through the most recent high in mid-June, that was a very unlikely event. The speed at which it made that top That was a 0.2% chance of happening. And then the following day when it melted down, actually, I should say, when was that? Yeah, so let me rephrase that. This move right here was the 0.2%. And the 5th of July or June, was it? Gosh, I'm starting to get confused. I got to zoom in. I'm not going to do this from memory, but that was a very low chance of happening. And then when I zoom in, we could actually see the other low chance of when the market melted down. And that was either the 5th of July or 5th of June. Yeah, something's going on with my setup here. Yeah, it's not letting me scroll like I usually do. Might have to change some settings, but either way, where are we looking at? May. Here we go. This move right here, that particular day right there, as people panicked out, that was another 0.2% chance move. And this one right after it was pretty close. So these are moves that are showing us that something might be sort of broken or almost broken in the market. And the market's going to take some time to come back from that. So I do expect price, right, at least for now, to go sideways and down. That's what I expect. And yesterday's move, even though it was a high performance move, it was the best day it's had in a very long time. That particular move is already mostly eaten up, right? So if we go to our daily candles, we can see that even though yesterday was an excellent day in the charts, if we measure that, it moved up. Let's silence that. It moved up 2.35%, and then it subsequently moved down half of that, right? If you go end to end and candle to candle, it moved down 1.2%. So effectively, 50% of yesterday's move is already gone overnight in the futures market. So it's probably going to open a gap down, showing a little bit of weakness, okay? Having a little nasal allergies, so do stand by for just a moment, and I will be right back. Apologies for that. We're in monsoon season, so dealing with that. Okay, so it's a NASDAQ. What will it do in the next 24 hours is a good question. Right now, it's pretty bearish, although it could bounce. But I think even if it does bounce, let's see here. They go on the 3-hour chart. I think we might see kind of a rock back and forth, but eventually it's going to head down. So you can see this sort of retest this low, maybe not even get there, and price grinds here and then starts to come back up and then down. And it might be way quicker than that. I mean, it could be as quick as this, at least to test that low, if not break below. So we might see that happen. And if what is this, 28,400 is broken below, then we know that there's a good chance the price will continue down and go to the what is this that I've marked? Let me zoom out to see what that support is. Yeah, it's just this support down there. Okay. That's the October low, or the October highs. And I think that the October high is a good place for the NASDAQ to go down and touch. And it might be what we see over the next several months in a very kind of slow or not so slow fashion. So that's it. That's what I got in the NASDAQ for us. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin before we move to the private live lab. This was what I drew out yesterday as a possible trade. I don't think price made it quite to where I wanted to go short. More or less, it almost got there. And I did draw, going back to last week, the price would maybe come up to this level, but I was really only comfortable taking a short if price actually got to that resistance that was back here. What's the date? June 15th. and it didn't quite make it up there. Not to say it won't, though. It could still get up there. But let's take a quick look at the algos. It's pretty stretched out to the upside right now. So I don't know. This could, if I were to forecast like the next move or so, it's either going to go like this, or it'll do what I thought, where it may come up to grab this level right there and head down, right? And then perhaps follow the prediction I made last week, which so far is pretty good. So we could see it bounce up to grab that, or just simply kind of float down, one of the two. So if it floats down, then oh shoot, sorry guys. Let's see if I can get back to the chart here. For some reason, the setup I've got is acting strange. So you'll have to allow me a moment to fix what's going on here. Okay. Like the buttons that I'm using are acting very strange. So apologies for that. But so yeah, it's either, if it floats down, then, this trade didn't work out. But if I can get up to here, then this trade might make a bit of sense. And I might even extend it a bit rather than just leave it where it is. But for now, where it is pretty good. All right. So that's that possibility. And I'm going to go ahead and head over to the private live lab. So we're going to take a look at more of these charts. We got gold, silver, some forex pairs, and any kind of stock people want to see. Interestingly enough, before I go, I'll take a look at SpaceX. Yeah, I did warn people. I let them know, like, hey, these things wash out. This is an IPO. You got to be very careful. Do your research before you get IPOs. And it listed, at least on this chart, on the NASDAQ at about 150. I don't know if that's the actual price where it listed, but now it is down to 123, and it went below 120 yesterday. So the tech IPOs and the major IPOs were pulling back. NASDAQ's, I think they were planning on doing it later than they did it, and then they rushed it out. Not NASDAQ, forgive me. SpaceX rushed it. They got it through more quickly than they were going to originally do it. And then you had Amazon, and I think it's OpenAI. They went ahead and said, hey, we're going to hold off. That's not a good sign. That means that all of those players were anticipating conditions where doing the IPO in the time frame they originally planned was not going to work. So SpaceX rushed it to get it out, and then the Amazon and OpenAI were like, okay, we're going to wait. So that usually is an indication of a lack of liquidity. It means that the market's probably going to be problematic for a period of time, right? And we're certainly seeing the market be problematic. It's not going up right now. And we do live in an environment where it's got to go up. Otherwise, it doesn't really work that well. So interestingly enough, I let people know, so you guys be careful. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying be very careful. These things wash out. Now, I have no idea where this is going to go. No one does. There's no way to really measure it that I know of. I mean, there's some quants out there that could probably measure it. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to measure it, but in the end, I think this is just going to have to find its floor. And I don't know if it's already found it, and it's just going to be what it is. So you'll probably have dip buyers, a lot of believers in SpaceX and Elon and Tesla. You'll have dip buyers probably all the way down, and I wish you all the best of luck. So thank you for watching. We're going to head to the private live lab. Don't forget algofactory.tech. Learn how to trade with Hedge Fund Pro. Get the free algo in the description, and like and subscribe and all that stuff. And don't forget,
join us or die.